What do you think about the state of our agricultural systems? All good? Let's take a look. By modern agricultural systems, we mean the commercialized and industrialized agricultural practices that in India were ushered in by the Green Revolution. These went on to increase our agricultural production manifold, sent food down the pipelines of the public distribution system, and these helped us even export food. But we soon found out that these also deepened the problems of malnutrition as well as the inequalities we already had in our systems. Did the Green Revolution actually manage to erase hunger? The idea of an international food market took food away from the communities that grow them. The dependency on a handful of commercialized crops and grains that these modern agricultural practices created actually destroyed our traditional and diverse and interrelated food culture and value systems. Holistic nourishment took a beating as well, and we have managed to skew our health parameters. Add to that the use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides that are equally harmful for humans and the soil. And did you know that the entire worldwide food production industry put together contributes to one quarter of this pie chart, approximately 26% of the entire worldwide greenhouse gas emissions? So, what's the solution? Hello, Earthlings! Today we are visiting a small village, Jardhar, in the Tehri district of Uttarakhand with my colleague Varsha Singh. As a part of the What Can We Do series supported by the Solutions Journalism Network, we will explore if a centuries old agricultural system from the foothills of the Himalayas can teach us a few things about sustainability, simplicity, and living in harmony with nature. It's a story of self sufficiency and of resilience, another story of solutions. So let's go. People here practice terrace farming on their rather small holdings scattered across the hills. And there's hardly any irrigation, say about 10% of the total agricultural lands in Uttarakhand have irrigation facilities. We are in the Tehri district in Uttarakhand where rainfall is the main source of water for agriculture. The varied topography of the state, where 9 of the 13 districts are in the hilly terrains, cause rainfall to vary widely across the state. In recent years, weather conditions and rainfall too have varied widely, unusually.
बारानाजा लोगों ने जंगल से सीखा। बारानाजा का कंसेप्ट जो है, जंगल एकल नहीं होता है और जंगल मिश्रित होता है।
Farmers here practice a system of mixed cropping where they grow a combination of 12 or more different crops in their fields round the year following a wisely developed crop cycle. Devised by their forefathers centuries ago, they call this the Barahanaja system, which in Hindi literally means 12 crops, although the range may vary anywhere between 5 and 22.
A system which was being followed in dryland area dependent totally on the rainfall. So there was no irrigation for these crops in the Himalayan region. Used to grow all these crops as a mixed system. So whatever they'll harvest, they'll have a diversity of things to eat.
The crop basket essentially includes multiple varieties of cereals, prominently millets, various kinds of pulses and oilseeds, several medicinal plants, and also plants that provide fodder for animals and nutrients for the soil.
मारसा हो गया, ओगल कुट्टू जिसे बकवीट बोलते हैं वो हो गया, ज्वार होता है, सरगम हो गया, हो गई, गहत हो गया, भट्ट हो गया, नौरंगी हो गया और रगड़ांस हो गया, मूंग है, लोबिया है, ग्रूस है, कई तरह की दालें हैं। फिर तिलहन भी है, भंगजीर है, तिल है, कहीं कहीं भांग भी लोग उगाते हैं। भांग भी बारानाजा का एक हिस्सा है।
The crops grown under this complex system were thoughtfully selected for their wholesome nutritional qualities, their interdependencies, where one crop can support the other, their tolerance and resilience towards the harsh weather conditions. The slope of the land, soil quality, and availability of water in the fields too determine which crop to grow when and where.
Crops, like how to grow these crops in mixed system. It's not that they have just you pick any 12 crops and put them in the field. No, it was based on the knowledge of their ancestors, that you have to take pulses also, you have to take cereals also, and in cereals also you have to grow these crops in the upper fields, these crops in the lower fields.
For example, farms in the higher altitude would grow barnyard millets and finger millets during the monsoon months, as these need little water. And then these farms are left fallow through the winter. to allow the soil to recuperate. Quite counterintuitive to our concept of productivity, isn't it?
किसानों ने जो बारानाजा अपनाया उसके साथ फसल चक्र भी अपनाए, मिट्टी का कैरेक्टर भी समझा, मिट्टी के पोषण का, मिट्टी के संरक्षण का तरीका भी किया। अब आप ये देखिए कितने समझदार थे वो लोग जिन्होंने बारानाजा किया, और बारानाजा के बाद 3-4 रबी की फसल में उन खेतों को खेतों की छुट्टी, यानी उससे कुछ उगाना नहीं।
Crop rotation and the use of high quality seeds that women here save from previous harvests are integral parts of Barahanaja, and so is animal husbandry for the circulatory advantages they offer. These components make the Barahanaja system a zero monetary investment practice while making the outputs thoroughly organic.
कि खाने के लिए अनाज बाद में बचाएंगे, बीज के लिए पहले बचाएंगे। जो हमने बेस्ट क्रॉप हमारा है उसका जो बेस्ट सेक्शन है उससे हम जो बीज का चयन करेंगे, हम उसको खाने का हिस्सा बाद में होगा, बीज का हिस्सा पहले रखा जाएगा। तो इनकी परंपरा का हिस्सा तो था कि बीज को कैसे बनाना है, कैसे सुखाना है, कैसे उसको पूरे साल के लिए सहेज कर रखना है कि जब जब क्रॉप आएगा, अगला फसल चक्र आएगा तो उसको कैसे इस्तेमाल करना है। तो महिलाएं बल्कि पूरे प्रोसेस में इन्वॉल्व होती हैं।
हमारे इतने गांव है ना, जरदार गांव, पूरा जरदार गांव में कोई खा देता ना है बीज। जरदार गांव क्या, कोई भी है इधर उधर के गांव है आसपास के, सब अपने घर ही उगाते हैं।
Barahanaja not only provides wholesome and delicious food for all, it also catalyzes beautiful customs and rituals of nurturing each other.
ऐसे बीज जो कि वहां उग सकते हैं, वो बरसात के सीजन में एक मिट्टी का एक मड बॉल बना करके और जंगल में भी फेंकते हैं ताकि वो बीज वहां तक जाए और जंगली जीवों के लिए भी भोजन का इंतजाम हो।
Like many other traditional practices, Barahanaja did face their existential challenges when the wave of green revolution reached this Himalayan terrains.
उस समय सबसे ज़्यादा अटैक वैज्ञानिकों का, कृषि विभाग का, मंडवा, झंगोरा और बारानाजा पर था। वो कहते थे ये सब पिछड़ेपन की निशानी है, इसे ख़त्म करो और इसकी जगह सोयाबीन उगाओ। सोयाबीन उगाएंगे तो पैसा मिलेगा, आप लोग मालामाल हो जाएंगे।
Farmers were lured with the promise of higher productivity and profitability. They started growing cash crops like soybeans, which called for higher investments and which didn't meet all their needs as Barahanaja did. This ancient system even ensured conservation of soil and its nutrients while growing meals for the families and the cattle.
1-2 साल बाद और लोगों ने सोयाबीन उगा दिया तो देखा कि वो बेचना भी मुश्किल हो गया। महिलाओं ने हमारी आंखें खोली, उन्होंने कहा अगर हम सोयाबीन उगाएंगे, वो अकेला है सोयाबीन, और बारानाजा में जो होता है तो उसमें अपने लिए खाने के लिए भी है, अपने पशु के लिए चारा भी है।
जो भी हमारा क्लाइमेटिक चेंजेस है, जो हमारा वेदर पैटर्न है, ये उसके साथ, और ये जो हमारी अपनी जरूरत है, स्थानीय जरूरत, हमारे घर की जरूरत, हमारे समुदाय की जरूरत, ये उन सबको साथ में लेकर चलने वाली खेती है। किसान को कितना इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ता है बीज के तौर पर, खाद के तौर पर, और कितनी लागत लगाते हैं वो, और फिर उनको कितना मुनाफा मिलता है। तो ये जो खेती है ये तकरीबन जीरो लागत वाली और बहुत ऑर्गेनिक खेती कही है। इसमें लागत, किसान कहते हैं कि इसमें लागत सिर्फ हमारी मेहनत है।
Realizing their mistake and being prompted by the village elders and women farmers, they attempted to move the wheel backwards. The new seeds that were initially distributed freely by the agricultural departments had caused multiple traditional and heirloom varieties of crops of these regions to disappear.
एक तरह से हमारी जो किसानों की जो आज़ादी है, ये नई खेती जो है वो छीनने जा रही है।
Re-establishing the Barahanaja required retrieving those seeds from the virgin upper hills where the green revolution hadn't yet reached.
वहाँ से फिर हम लोग जगह जगह से थोड़ा थोड़ा बीज इकट्ठे करके लाए और उन बीजों को उगाना शुरू किया, और फिर हमारे बुजुर्गों को दिखाया, वो कहने लगे हाँ।
The question now is this Barahanaja system still smart and resilient enough to help tackle some of the problems in modern agriculture? A review of the Barahanaja system showed that the crops grown in this system are nutritionally superior to major cereals. These are hardy, drought-tolerant, resistant to pests and diseases, thereby reducing chances of crop failure in adverse conditions.
So the legume crops, they are fixing the nitrogen, air nitrogen in the soil. It will be available for the next crop. So maybe whether they were knowing this or not knowing, it was their just a knowledge, but yeah, it is scientifically there that they were fixing the nitrogen, and it's actually holistic system.
Everything from crop foliage, interdependence among the plants, and weed management were thoroughly considered in the Barahanaja system of crop selection. For example, the root systems of some of the chosen crops like finger millet, amaranth, buckwheat, perilla, and sesame prevent loss of water and topsoil in the sloping fields.
That the system is a perfect system. It's like there is no drawbacks of this system. This has advantages, but the disadvantages are nowadays we think of more productivity.
We might not claim that the Barahanaja system would solve all miseries, but can it be replicated in smaller sections of lands by our mainstream farmers where the difficulties of modern agriculture are predominant or nutritional requirements are high?
It's a system for not for commercial use, it's a system for your household use.
The primary challenge in replicating this system would be to select a crop basket, the 12 or more crops that meet all the necessary parameters.
Pulses or leguminous crops which can fix nitrogen or maintain the soil fertility. You should have some vegetable crops also for the sustainability of the system. You should have some cereals. So among cereals, you need to look for which cereals are grown in that particular area, and some medicinal plants also. One crop should not cover the other crop down. The top crop should have less foliage.
पशुपालन वो भी अभी तेजी से कम हो रहा है। हम पहाड़ में ही लोगों को कहते हुए सुनते हैं कि जैसे पहले हमारे यहाँ गाय होती थी वो उतनी अब नहीं होती हैं, तो अब लोग पशु नहीं पाल रहे हैं, उसके साथ जितना मशक्कत करना पड़ता है।
Millets form an essential part of the Barahanaja system. Recognizing the resilience and diversity in this food group, the authorities are now trying to encourage growing these, especially in areas that are facing unprecedented rainfall or drought.
Already, even India is also highlighting the use of millets, which we have lost actually in last 50 years when we actually went for the green revolution and we highlighted more on rice and wheat system.
However, farmers need administrative protection and policies to ensure that millets fetch a good price in the consumer market so that they are motivated to grow them.
जब हमने इसकी वैल्यू समझी अब बहुत एक लंबा दौर गुजार कर, तो अब इसको कुछ प्रोत्साहित करने के प्रयास किए जा रहे हैं, मगर अभी बिल्कुल छोटे और गांव स्तर पर जाकर देखें तो उनको बाजार नहीं मिला है।
While demand for organic food keeps increasing, the two other components of Barahanaja, seed saving and animal husbandry, can also do with some encouragement and probably a positive branding exercise.
मोटा अनाज इसलिए कहा गया है इन्हें कि गांव का आदमी को गंवार कह देते हैं लोग, और जो गांव के लोग इन अनाजों को खाते हैं तो इन्हें मोटा छोटा अनाज कहते हैं, जबकि ये पोषण में ये अनाज सबसे उत्तम है।
There's no doubt that the Barahanaja system of mixed cropping is a perfect example of regenerative agriculture that the drawdown report suggests should be our answer to the climate crisis and resultant food insecurity ahead of us. The people of Jardhar village in Tehri, Uttarakhand have managed to take it forward despite all the lure and beckoning of commercial agriculture. Can the rest of us learn our lessons from them? What do you think? Can we replicate this mixed cropping system in our plain lands? Is seed saving and organic farming the way to go? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if this episode has inspired you, kindly consider sharing with others or write to us at earthsolutionsnetwork@gmail.com. As always, I look forward to your support and see you in my next.